Good morning, students. Myself Dipanjali Singh, and I will teach you General English. So, the very first chapter, that is The Portrait of a Lady by Khushwant Singh. As the name suggests, Khushwant Singh, so we definitely come to know that Khushwant Singh is an Indian writer. He belongs to Punjab. Apart from being an Indian writer, he was also a very famous diplomat. He was a lawyer and he was also a politician. So, in this chapter, that is the portrait of a lady. The portrait of a lady, this is purely an autobiography. Now, what do you understand by autobiography? Autobiography is basically a piece of writing which is about a person's own past experiences. Now, here, Khushwant Singh narrates his own past experiences, his personal experiences that he shared with his grandmother. And the portrait of a lady. Now, the lady here is referred to Khushwant Singh's own grandmother. So, in this chapter, we come to know that Khushwant Singh actually portrays the attachment, the personal bonding, which is very strong. He depicts that attachment that he shared with his grandmother. So, like every others, like I also have my grandmother, you guys must also be having your grandmothers. So what do our grandmothers tend to be like? They definitely belong to the old school, like the mentality, the thinking belong to the old school type. Alright, so in this chapter, one can see a clear difference between the grandmothers of their time and people like us, or like Khushwant Singh, who belong to modern generation. So it is very important to relate ourselves, not only me but you guys also. It's very important to relate our lives with the experiences that Khushwant Singh shares here. So if you have your textbook, you please take out page number, that is the first page only. Okay, that is the first chapter, Portrait of a Lady by Khushwant Singh. Alright, so Khushwant Singh, he was born in the year 1915 and he died in 2014, very sadly. So, before the start of the chapter, you will find some expressions that are written on top, like the thought was almost revolting, the expanse of pure white serenity, a turning point, accepted her seclusion with resignation, a veritable bedlam of chirrupings, frivolous rebukes, the sagging skins of the dilapidated drum. Now, it's very important to understand the meaning of these phrases, because while we go through the chapter line by line, then if we understand the meaning of these phrases, then it becomes easier for us to understand what the writer is trying to convey to us. Alright, so see, the first phrase here is the thought was almost revolting. Now here the thought, that means the experiences, the memories that Khushwant Singh shares with his grandmother. Okay, so that thought was continuously revolting in his mind. That means that kept coming into his mind whenever he recalls his grandmother. Second phrase is an expanse of pure white serenity. Now, this is purely a feature that is being described to Khushwant Singh's grandmother. Okay, since she's grandmother, so definitely one can easily make an idea like how our grandmothers basically would look like. Next, a turning point. Turning point, definitely it's an important phase of our life that is being referred to. Okay, so what is the turning point? That we will come to know after reading the chapter. Now, accepted her seclusion with resignation. Now, this phrase refers to grandmother's seclusion. Seclusion means isolation. So when does isolation come between grandmother and Khushwant Singh? Obviously, like you can also relate this, like for an example, when we were child, all right, when we were child, we were taken care of by our parents, you know, we shared very close relation and bondings with our parents, and even now we also share. But as we age, what happens? Certain kind of difference, or you can say a generation gap, that starts prevailing in our relationship. All right, so that thing starts into a seclusion, that thing becomes an isolation, that Khushwant Singh refers here, that he also shared that with his grandmother. Then a veritable bedlam of chirrupings, that is chirruping is basically a sound created by birds and all. So while going through the chapter, you will come to know that birds are being referred in the chapter. So what is the connection of the birds that is being said here, okay, with grandmother? So that later we will know. Then frivolous rebukes, that means continuous coming of thoughts. You know, when a certain kind of thought keeps coming continuously into our mind, that is called frivolous rebuke. The sagging skins of the dilapidated drum. Now here a drum is also mentioned, okay, and it is being described as dilapidated. That means the condition of that drum was very bad, but still the grandmother managed to keep knocking at the drum, and what happens afterwards, that we will definitely look into it. Okay, so see the first paragraph. My grandmother, like everybody's grandmother, my grandmother. Now whose grandmother is referred here? So here my grandmother refers to Khushwant Singh's grandmother. Okay, so just be clear with this, because a question, 1 mark question may come, that whose grandmother is referred here in the chapter The Portrait of a Lady. So it's not my grandmother, okay, it's not my or yours, it's Khushwant Singh's grandmother. So like everybody's grandmother was an old woman. Definitely everyone's grandmother used to be old, happens to be old. So she had been old and wrinkled for the 20 years that I had known her. Okay, so what Khushwant Singh says here, that his grandmother was very old, and she was having wrinkled face, because as a person gradually ages, these kinds of differences one can definitely notice, right, in terms of physical feature, in terms of various kinds of features, like not only physical but from inward part also a person becomes weak. So for the 20 years that I had known her, so I had known her here refers to the close connection, the close bonding that Khushwant Singh shares with his grandmother. So from the last 20 years that Khushwant Singh had been knowing his grandmother, he had been seeing her wrinkled face, okay, and very old, very pale, very wrinkled, which was sad to be a part of a aged person. People said that she had once been young and pretty, and had even had a husband. Now Khushwant Singh says that period, back then, when people used to talk with my grandmother, when those people who had a close association, who had close bonding with my grandmother, so those people used to tell me, that means they used to tell Khushwant Singh that she had once been very young. When she was young, at her young age, she looked very pretty, she was very beautiful, and had even had a husband, and she also had a husband. But that was hard to believe. So why it is hard to believe that this old lady once had a husband and she was young and pretty? Once in her lifetime. Why it is hard to believe? Because now the appearance, the physical appearance of the grandmother was so old. She looks so old and pale that one can never imagine that once she was very pretty and beautiful. My grandfather's portrait hung above the mantelpiece in the drawing room. Now you will see that Khushwant Singh also gives some description about his grandfather. Okay, so in his room only, in his house only, like his grandfather's portrait was also hung above the mantelpiece. Now you must be knowing mantelpiece. Mantelpiece is basically a portion of the room, where it's like a shelf, where some decorative pieces are decorated in that shelf. So above that mantelpiece, Khushwant Singh's grandfather's portrait was hanging. He wore a big turban and loose fitting clothes. Alright, so in that portrait, his grandfather was wearing, a big turban, as normally Punjaban family used to wear, right? And very loose fitting clothes. His long white beard covered the best part of his chest. Now, question may come that what was the best part of the body of Khushwant Singh's grandfather? Then what will you write? It will be like the white beard that covered the best part of his chest, okay, the upper part of the body. And he looked at least 100 years old. So by looking at the portrait, one can easily make out that he actually was very aged. And he did not look the sort of a person who would have a wife or children. And by looking at the portrait, one can never make out that, once he also had a wife, like the way we said about the grandmother. Like if we look at the grandmother right now, one can never imagine that once she was pretty and young back then, and she would have had a husband. Alright, so the same kind of a thing is given to both the persons, like grandfather also and grandmother also. So he looked as if he could have loads and lots of grandchildren. Okay, so since the person is looking very aged, the person is looking very old, so one can only make out that this person is having lots and lots of children only, not a wife or so. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. Very important. Please underline this line if you have a pen or pencil nearby. As for my grandmother being young and pretty, the thought was almost revolting. The thought that once she was young and pretty, so that was hard to believe, because now she looks so pale, now she looks so aged, now she looks so old. So that thought of being young once back then, that was hard to believe, and that was constantly coming into the mind of Khushwant Singh, and it was becoming difficult for him to believe that once his grandmother was young and pretty. See the next line. She often told us of the games she used to play as a child, as every grandmother used to do. Our grandmothers used to narrate many moral stories, stories of their own personal experiences, so that we develop certain kind of moral behavior or moral lessons into our lives also. Alright, so as this kind of things, every grandmother, your grandmother, my grandmother, everyone's grandmother, they try to impart some kind of moral teaching to their grandchildren, and that is what we can see here, between Khushwant Singh and his grandmother also. So what Khushwant Singh says here is that she often told us of the games she used to play as a child. So what are the games that she used to play during her childhood, times, so those games she used to share with Khushwant Singh. That seemed quite absurd and undignified on her part, and we treated it like the fables of the prophets she used to tell us. So those stories which the grandmothers used to narrate to their grandchildren. Those stories seem to be like a fable. They seem to be like fairy kind of tale, that is being narrated by our grandmothers. So that actually seems very tempting. That seems very attractive, that seems very mesmerizing, but sometimes it becomes difficult for the young generation to believe. All right, because obviously the generation gap is there. The time when our grandmothers used to live and the time we are living now, so one can clearly see gap, generation gap that exists. So that is all about the first paragraph. I hope you all did very well understood, right? So if you have any doubt, if you have any difficulty, you please share with us, okay? When we will be having, we will probably we will be taking up some online this thing where you will have your queries towards us, and we will try to make it clear it out. All right, so for today only this part is enough for today, I guess, and from the next paragraph, okay, we will continue from the next class. So for today it's a wind up for now. Okay, hope you all understood, and have a great day, and see you in the next class.